These are just verified, videos from the few I could lay my hands on in Oyibo today, because others, they are graphic. Okay, they are gory. Like if you see shattered bodies and then dehumanized their bodies and all that, riddled with bullets, ladies, women, children who were seen in their own houses, shot and killed. Because Wike want to prove what? That's the question everyone is asking. To prove what exactly? To prove that you have the power to crush IPOP or to crush Igbos and all of, to prove what? That people's lives have to be lost. Eh? Right. There's something I want you to listen to. And this is just like a reminder for the likes of Wike, that there were some people before them who believed that Nigeria was so unjust to the people of Niger Delta. People died. Ken Saro-Wiwa, most people, Delegiwa, I'm sorry, Ken Saro-Wiwa in particular, who got hung by the Abacha regime. He was fighting for what the likes of Wike are enjoying today, 13% derivation that they finally gave to them, the peanuts. And if today, with the persecution that the Ogoni people, the Ijaw people, the Shekiris, and so many other tribes within that Niger Delta region, with what they have suffered in the hand of Nigeria, and all Wike can add to that is to even make it worse for what the Igbos suffered in the hand of Nigeria, where over 5 million of them were killed. Do you get what I mean now? Over 5 million were killed. And if Wike is just ready to add to the number in memory of people like this, who also fought for justice, that Wike, a criminal, was never part of, but is a beneficiary today. Watch this.
There is no possibility whatsoever that I or Mossad would ever have planned any such action. And I will forever disavow it, no matter what any forum decides upon. I appeal to you, my Lord, for only one thing. The Ogoni people have suffered tremendously in this country. They have made tremendous contributions to this country. Niger Delta itself is in serious trouble. We need every assistance that we can get.
They killed them a few days after that video, after that hearing. They killed them because they were asking the Nigerian government to fix Niger Delta, right? 30 years after that, nearly 30 years after that, Niger Deltans are still begging to have the Ogoni land cleaned up, right? So if Wike is going about murdering people to prove whatever he wants to prove to anyone, everybody should let him know as well that the world is watching and we are keeping record. So he will be held responsible for all his actions. Yes, he said he doesn't fear anybody. He keeps bragging about that. I know they fear anybody. I don't fear anybody. You will fear your own jail, right? When the time comes knocking. So if people of goodwill should continue to speak up and call on Wike to halt, call on the Nigerian government to stop the military from killing their own their own citizens by whatever any call or any what do you call it, or any form of misplaced, I would call it misplaced order that they are following. It is ideal for the government to stand up and stop these murderous monsters who are supposed to be busy rescuing those who were kidnapped, by the terrorists, who are kidnapped by the bandits, who are still threatening and sending people to their early graves in the northern part of Nigeria, who are trying to invade all our lands, even in the southern part of Nigeria. They're not going after them. They're going after harmless civilians, while others are languishing. Those who are in captivity are languishing in the hands of their captors. Our soldiers are wasting bullets, killing our own citizens, simply because they believe they can do that, right? You will wish that you have a leader that can at least be so concerned about every life of his own, of his own citizen, of his every life in his own country and outside the country. Do everything you can to save a life of your citizen. Would you wish to have a leader like that? Like, instead of a deadbeat called Buhari? Trump dropped this about what happened within Nigeria, where your own president is still very much snoring. I hope you are here to hear from him too.
Last night, our brave special forces rescued an American hostage in a faraway country. So incredible people. And I was in Fort Bragg yesterday, and I met a lot of these incredible, talented, strong, both physically and mentally, the strongest, the best in the world. But we had a mission sent to a faraway land where they kidnapped an American citizen, and the kidnappers wished they had never done it. And they went in with a large group, 0 casualties. We got our American citizen, young man, we got our young man back. But the other side suffered gravely, I can tell you that. Our nation salutes its courageous military, which brilliantly executed this operation. Very few people would have been able to do it. It was very complicated and very complex, tough area. We celebrate the safe return home of an American hostage. We've gotten many hostages home.
So, like him or hate him, wouldn't you like to have a president that will not leave you behind when Boko Haram take you, or will not leave you behind when bandits take you, and you will not begin to do a video or start doing a fundraiser to pay terrorists, as they say? Well, it is what it is in Nigeria. So we have a big shout out that I'm going to give to the EndSARS protesters today. And this one goes to Omoyele Sowore, Dija Adeyanju, and the rest of them crew who went to Abuja today to remind the Nigerian police IG that the request to end SARS is still very much on. You can shoot us, but you cannot shoot the idea whose time has come. I have to give it to them.
And go run away, the masses take over.
Where we take over,
Where masses take over, take over, take over street. All oppressors, then go run away. Where masses take over street. When masses take over street, when masses take over, all oppressors, then go run away. When masses take over street.
when I remember my country, what I run away.
Aye, what a run away me. Aye, what a run away me. Aye, what a run away. water run away me eyes, oh. Aye, aye, water run away. Aye, aye, water run away me.
What are we demanding?
And SARS.
What are we demanding?
And SARS now.
What are we demanding?
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 SARS now.
What are we saying?
SARS now.
What are we saying?
SARS now.
What are we saying?
SARS now.
What are we demanding?
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 SARS now.
I can't hear you.
SARS now.
I can't hear you.
SARS now.
So that was the front of the force headquarters, the police IG's office in Abuja today, where they decided to go and paint the NSAS reminder graffiti on the road, which I had to commend. Is not just today. It was also very much at the. I'm going to share this with you, but before I go to that, right? There's this picture on your screen right now. If you can see that. Dumped corpses of executed NSAS protesters discovered in Enugu. Okay, there are videos, but I'm not going to show you the videos, but I'm going to go through the list with you now, so you will realize that the atrocity that they are currently perpetrating at Obigbo in Rivers State by Wike, the result of that will also come out in another few days. They are going to kill them and dump their bodies in the river or anywhere, just like they did at former Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives of Nigeria, Yakubu Dogara. They found some of those the soldiers shot those poor people that invaded his house to loot or take over the COVID-19 palliatives, yeah? And his soldiers, his security men, shot at them and took their bodies. Those bodies were dumped in river as well. But what is this thing about Nigerian soldiers taking bodies of civilians and shooting them dead? They take them alive, kill them, and dump their bodies in the river. Do they expect the river to swallow the bodies or what? That is how heartless they have been. I'm going to take you through the list quickly for those of you who might want to take a look. See this picture, Those are the bodies. Okay, those are the bodies after they found them. These were found, let me see. They were found, these were people that were suspected to be arrested on the 21st of October in Enugu. Okay, so they found them on the, meanwhile, one sec. I want to pick up at the area again. It was within Enugu City, all right? So these are the areas they found them, okay? The first one, they call the area Milking Hill Pit along Ungwo Road, Enugu State. 4 dead bodies, all male, were found in a shallow pit on Wednesday, 28th of October, 2020. Signs of bullet holes were also seen in various parts of their bodies. The bodies were thrown from very far uphill down into the pit in order for people not to have access to their bodies. Number 2, 3 bodies were discovered near a thick bush in Ituku Ozala by UNTH, which is a University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, along Enugu to Port Harcourt Express Road on the 28th of October, 2020. All the bodies seen with, all the bodies were seen with bullet holes, and all are male. Number 3, 2 bodies were discovered along Adoration Road, Emene, Enugu. Bullet holes were spotted on their bodies too, all males. Number 4, the families of Sunday Chime, Christian Oguja, and Victor are still searching for their children who disappeared during the protest, while several other families are yet to see or hear from their sons and daughters since October 21, 2020, as at the time of filing this report. This report was, as you can see, a recent one today. So on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of October 2020, the Nigerian police, the Nigerian army, and other security forces were seen harassing, intimidating, arresting, and opening fire on protesters. They were shooting sporadically on peaceful protesters who carried only placards with inscriptions of "End SARS," "End police brutality," "Stop illegal execution of youth." So all bodies found, if you tally them together on your screen, these are the images of the bodies, and I'm just going to flash them through. You can go and read them on right now on this website, iconsnews.com. Check that out. Okay, that is in Enugu. So as many of you are talking about Lekki massacre, they were massacring. They are massacring people all over the country. Akwa Ibom, Rivers State, Lagos State, Ogun State, Oyo State, Abuja, they were killing people. They're just telling us about Lekki. There is more than Lekki. And just like what is going on in Obigbo now, right? What are the youth asking for? Even K1, as much as K1 is official musician of APC, he still says something about this. He said, what are they asking for that we can give them?
What's going on in the country? The country is not happy. The independence we couldn't get in 1960 is what our children are demanding for 2020. Government does not need to put the police in place, but to restructure everything about governance. People are not happy. Nobody could boast that they are happy. The youth are demanding for what is theirs, and we as their parents must guide them. That's what is happening as of now. The moment for everybody to sort of, okay, you don't hide under anything. You don't hide by the corner. Pour your heart out. Let the people leading the government understand the way people are feeling. We are not feeling good at all. That's just it. That's my point.
Thank you, K1. Sometimes we disagree a lot, but on this one, I agree with K1 too. What are they asking for? This is not too much. Why should you turn guns on them? Why should you start killing them? What are they asking for? Why are you pretending that you don't know what they're asking for? Sit up. Or, you know what I mean? Instead of putting up what they call the hate speech bill, social media control. That's why I like what Showore is saying. Who are the purveyor of fake news other than the government?
Is the biggest purveyor of false news. It is categorically false for governments to be telling us that the economy is working when the economy is not working.
Showore was saying that to the committee that was debating social media bill. Okay? And I also captured something about him. But before that, another, I told you that from the beginning of this broadcast, why Nigeria is not working, why it will never work, this is a Barrow port. They call this place Barrow Port. I think it's in Kaduna, right? It's meant to be a port. But on your way to the port, okay, some of you will have to come down from the car. Or else, there is this bridge that links to that port. It is the only road to the port. Even though the port is dead as well, because Nigeria is dead too. Watch this if you are going to Barrow Port, as they call it.
Bridge to Barrow. One of many bridges.
The road that leads to Barrow is called Barrow Port. That's how messed up Nigeria is. How messed up it is. So what are you trying to save? If I may say that. And that is where I'm going to draw the curtain tonight. So all of you who have taken time out to join me tonight, thank you so much for your time. And I have an update as well for you about Jocelyn. So I want to say a big thank you to every one of you who have reached out, on the Support Jocelyn Fund, as you know it, right? So I've received a lot of donations from you. Okay. In fact, I got one today which came through a third party, Mr. Frank Bello. It was a £200. I got that. I got orders from. I'm going to try and log that in into it now. So and see if there's any latest too. So I'm happy to tell you that from the last time I told you of what we had or what we've got or taken in, it has now jumped to 900 and let me think we are now at 970 pounds. We are just 30 pounds away from 1,000 pounds for her. So we are looking for $2,800. Remember? So by that calculation, it means that we have raised $1,255 already for her from the 2,800 that we were targeting. But so I have to say a big thank you to all of you. Okay, every penny received is now has been screenshotted and sent to Jocelyn, just to keep her mind at rest, to let her know that you guys are wonderful. I actually love the messages that comes with the donations as well. Okay, so thank you very much to all of you. Yeah, we haven't got anything extra after that, but Maoga Fatai, I got yours. Kike Lomo, I'll just use that first name for you guys so that you will know that I got it. Okay, so Kike Lomo, I got yours too. Obi, yes, I got yours yesterday, and I announced it yesterday. So to every one of you who has reached out, thank you. And for those who might also want to reach out, it is not hard. I can even type it offhand now if you want to reach out through the PayPal, okay? But if you are in the UK, that is what happened today when Mr. Frank Bello called me and text me to ask for the details of the Diaspora Radio account to transfer the £200 for Jocelyn, which was successfully transferred and received as well. So that was how we got to the £970 now. So if you are in the UK and you want to make a direct donation, you don't want to use PayPal, okay? Use this. There's this detail. Just use the sort code there, the account number and the sort code, and the name on the account is Diaspora Radio International. Add a note and let me know that donation is for Jocelyn, okay? It would be great if you had that reference, okay? If you are within the UK, you can make that donation to directly to the Diaspora Radio account from outside the UK for now. Or you can make a donation through the PayPal. And I'm going to leave that in the comment section as well for everyone who chooses to, all right? Because that's pretty much us tonight to everyone. So thank you to all of you who has, to every one of you who have been with me today, okay? Thanks. Yes, I am on WhatsApp, but I'm only on WhatsApp when I am live. You know what I mean? So you can send me an SMS, send me a message on WhatsApp. Don't call me. If you call me, I won't pick it up. Because sometimes when those calls come through, it's either I'm in bed or I'm at work. And I can't really do that, really pick calls, so to say. So it's not that I'm deliberately ignoring your calls. For those of you who do call me after my programs, okay, or who try to speak to me or pass a message to me by calling, the reason why I don't pick your call is that I may appear like I'm so free. I'm not. Sincerely, I'm not. So I've only got just 3 days in a week. And that 3 days are the days I'm not working. And part of that 3 days, you know what that means? I have to spend it with my family, create a little time for ourselves, and follow up what is going on as well. So if you want to really have a personal conversation with me through the WhatsApp, send a message that says, "Hi, do you have a moment?" or something like that. That will make me feel like, oh, sorry, I'm not free right now. I can talk to you some other time or at so time. So, which is under probability, okay? Except for my free days as well. That's the only time I can speak to you on the phone when I'm free. But Mondays, Tuesdays, there's no call you will call me that I will pick it up. Maybe I should just say this on this program tonight as well. If you call me, if you call my WhatsApp number or my phone number or anything at all on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays and Saturdays, I will not pick any of those calls or return those messages because I won't even use my phone at all. Okay. But the days I'm always free are Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Those are the days I'm free, and those are the days I spend with the family too. So I could, I can spare some to quickly undo things like this. Okay, it's just for your information, so that you don't feel like I've been calling him for ages. It's not picking up. You know what I mean now? So please, PayPal me, then Diaspora Radio UK. So I'm gonna drop what do you call it? The PayPal account, link. Use that. It's very easy. Just type in, if you click on that in the comment section as well, PayPal me, www.paypal.me/Diaspora Radio UK. That's it. So search for that and send in wherever you have there. And please attach a message that says it is for Jocelyn. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I'm going to see you again tomorrow evening. All right. Until then, remember, subscribe on Mayegun's Diary before you leave, and you won't miss anything.